I'm Nokip Kimboy. Our sign language interpreter is Meresha Witi. The Senate has begun hearing into the impeachment motion of Isiolo Governor Abdi Guyo. The hearing before the Senate plenary kicked off this morning and will take 3 days. Let us listen into what transpired early today.
95 of that decision, and it is found in page 8 of our submissions, where the Supreme Court says, it is our understanding that the exceptional circumstances of this case, with a complex scenario of justiciabilities from contrasted standpoints, would lend justification to the non-effectuation of contempt orders at the beginning, and consequently, we would accommodate the reality of there not having been immediate compliance as would otherwise be required. The Supreme Court is recognizing that sometimes court orders are issued in error, and where the effect of those orders is to encumber a House of Parliament, a legislative house, from performing its duties, the Supreme Court is accommodating the reality that those orders do not have to be immediately complied with. Your Honorable Senators, on this basis, we therefore submit that it is in the public interest that this House dismisses this PO and proceeds to hearing, bearing in mind what the Supreme Court has said, what the Court of Appeal has said. Honorable Senators, another issue I want to touch on is the issue of forgery that has been alleged in the governor's preliminary objection. And the only submission I will add to what my colleagues have said on that issue.
Counsel for the County Assembly.
Yes.
Just take a seat. I've got a communication to make. Now, honorable senators, ladies and gentlemen, the time now is 1 p.m. And in terms of our program, we are set out in the order paper. We are set to adjourn at this time. I note, however, that the County Assembly still has 10 minutes of their time. I therefore wish to invoke Standing Order 34-2 and 2A of the standing orders, which permit the Speaker, for the convenience of the Senate, to direct later interruption of the business for a period of not more than 15 minutes. I therefore direct that the County Assembly may utilize its remaining 10 minutes so that the Senate shall adjourn at 1:10 p.m. or such earlier time as the County Assembly concludes its submissions. The Senate then will resume sitting at 2:30 p.m. when the Governor's Council will have its 10 minutes to respond before the Senate proceeds to make a determination on the preliminary objection. It is so directed. Council, you may proceed to utilize your 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. As I was submitting, honorable senators, is that my colleagues have indeed said, and I agree completely, that forgery must be specifically pleaded and proven. The mere word of the Governor's Council on this pulpit cannot be taken as evidence of forgery. Indeed, in a decision of the Court of Appeal, Jennifer Nyambura Kamau versus Humphrey Mbaka Nandi, the court held that it is also a settled law that fraudulent conduct must be distinctly alleged and distinctly proved. It is not allowable to leave fraud to be inferred from the facts. An allegation of forgery is an issue of fraudulent conduct. Honorable Senators, you have been told that it is a preliminary issue whether there was a sitting and whether from that sitting, threshold for impeachment was reached. Honorable Senators, this issue can only be determined after a conclusive hearing of these proceedings. The Governor's Council has stated that they will rely on the affidavit of the clerk